If you spent any amount of time online right now, I'm sure you've been asked to sign up for a webinar. The reason why so many businesses are using webinars to grow their audience and their business online is because it works. Today, I want to walk you through 10 reasons why you should start doing webinars today. If this video convinces you to start doing webinars for your business, I'd encourage you to watch this video that I'll link to up above. That'll walk you through step-by-step how to host your first webinar using Demio, the webinar software that we're currently using. Reason number one, webinars are probably the best way to grow your email list. So most people, when they come to your website the first time, they're not going to be ready to buy. And so the most effective way to stay in touch with them is via email. I can link to a video up above here that'll walk you through the importance of email marketing. But basically, the first time someone visits your website, chances are they're not ready to buy yet. And so you want to stay in touch with them, and the best way is email. So someone signs up for your webinar, watches your webinar, you stay in contact with them, then they buy. Reason number two, hosting a webinar can be a great way to establish yourself as a thought leader in your space. And so imagine if you hosted a live event in person with 10, 50, 500 people. Everyone's kind of looking around, kind of nodding as you're giving your presentation, realizing that you're an expert in what you're talking about. This can happen through webinars as well. People will see the chat, they'll see the content you're going through, how many people are on, what questions they're asking, and really is a great way to establish your credibility in your field. Reason number three, webinars can help you build relationships and trust at scale. So this is similar to video where someone's looking you in the eye, learning from you. It's a great way for someone to get to know you. But the added feature to doing it through a webinar is that it's live. And so someone can learn from you and they can interact with you. So you can ask them questions, you can have a poll and have people answer, you can respond to any questions or comments that they may have. So you're having interactions on a much larger scale than one-on-one or having a static video that people can leave comments to. Reason number four, get immediate feedback from your audience. So imagine you're about to launch an online course. If you were to walk people through a webinar, kind of giving them a taste to what the full course would be about, you can see what type of questions and comments come during that webinar. Maybe there's an area that you hadn't really thought about including in your course, but given all the questions you had, realize, hey, this is something that's really important. The same thing if you have a software and you're thinking about, hey, what features should I maybe add to my software next? So if you're walking people through a webinar and they ask, hey, I use this other system and it does this, or have you thought about this? Those are things that give you immediate feedback and allow you to make your product or service better immediately. Reason number five, it's way easier than hosting an in-person live event and lower cost. So you don't need to rent the space, make sure the equipment's working, and it's just way easier for your audience too. They can watch your content from the comfort of their home or office. Reason number six, you can automate your webinars. So what I mean by that, you could host a live webinar where people show up at a certain time to watch your content. Then you could send out a replay of the live webinar. But you can also record an automated webinar where you can run ads, someone can sign up whenever they want, and then they can immediately watch your webinar. So this is something where it's really convenient for the person who signs up. Whatever time of day it is, they can watch your content. They don't have to be free at the day and time of your live webinar. Reason number seven is you'll have access to the viewer data of your webinar. So basically, anyone who signs up for the webinar will be given an individualized link. With that link, they'll join your webinar. You'll know what time they joined, how much of they watched, when they left, or if they didn't watch it at all. You can send the replay out to that whole audience, just people who watched. You can send different messages depending on if someone watched the webinar or they didn't. But if you were to do a live event on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, you're not going to have anywhere near the same amount of information as hosting a webinar. Reason number eight, webinars are great sales tools. So like I mentioned before, it takes time for someone to get to know you, get to know your products and services before they're ready to buy. Webinars are a great way to highlight your expertise, help somebody by teaching them through the webinar. They might go and execute on whatever you're talking about on their own. Maybe they go to work with one of your competitors. But while you're working through this with someone, they may realize, hey, if I work with you, I can maybe get to where I want to go faster. And so as you're educating them, you can subtly sell through webinars, and it's a great conversion tool for your business. Reason number nine, there's a lot of ways to grow your business through partnerships with webinars. So I'm going to talk about two examples. The first one, you could ask one of your top clients to be on a webinar with you. You can let them sell your products or service instead of you having to sell to your audience. It's much more effective when someone else talks about all the great things that you do. The second way, you can find someone who has a similar audience to yours, but maybe your products don't totally overlap. they have a course on Pinterest and you have a course on Instagram, let's say. So you can host a joint webinar where they send an email to their audience and you talk about your course. And you can find ways to set up an affiliate program where they earn a commission for anyone who watched that webinar and signs up for your course. Reason number 10, webinars are great for training. So imagine you launch a new version of your software that has a ton of new features and it works a little bit differently. Instead of someone having to read about it in a blog post or watching a pre-recorded video, or imagine if you had to go one-on-one and explain it to each one of your clients, you could host a webinar. So you could teach people at scale how it works and answer a lot of people's questions all at the same time. All right, those are 10 reasons why you should start hosting webinars for your business. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section. If by watching this video you're convinced and want to start hosting webinars, I'd encourage you to watch this video up above. It'll walk you through step-by-step how to use Demio. Also, if you want to watch more of our content, YouTube thinks you might like the video that's down below. Until next time, bye-bye.